Hello and welcome to drillingcontractor.org. This is Kelly Ainsworth at the 2017 IADC Asset Integrity and Reliability Conference in Houston. I'm with Robert Ziegler, Global Director of Well Control Technology for Weatherford. How are you doing today?
How are you doing, Kelly?
I'm doing well. In your presentation, you said that we have a gap in well control data when we drill using conventional methods. Why is this gap there?
Well, when we drill conventionally, we base our pressure regimes that we use via mud weight, for instance, circulating rates, so the ECD that gives us the total pressure that we exert on the formation, purely on design data. So we have offset well data, we have pore pressure predictions, we may also have a leak-off test. However, this leak-off test is only relevant for the formation right below the shoe. That gives us formation strength. So especially our pressure data is purely based on theory, on predictions and offset wells if we have them in a field, if we are in a wildcat well situation and we don't have any of this, and we can have really big surprises. And so these surprises then lead to a very reactive way of doing well control. So we have our BOP as the only and also as the last resort. So if the well starts flowing, we have to close the BOP and they have to make sure that the people do all the right things, that the BOP functions, the control system functions. So there's a lot of human factors also involved that have to go just right in order to secure the well correctly. And unfortunately, things don't go always right. And that is why our well control frequency, where we lose actually well control according to the data that was available to us, is about 1 in 6,500.
How can using a closed loop system like MPD close this gap in data?
We actually address both sides of the well inflow event. The left side in the bow tie we address by determining in real time and basically every foot that you drill if you want to, the formation strength and the pore pressure. This means that we determine the drilling window in real time and we know exactly where we are in the drilling window, and especially in view of the new well control regulation that has very, very strict requirements for remaining in this drilling window. This is very valuable information to design your drilling system just right, to drill successfully and maximize also rate of penetration, cutting, carrying capacity and so on by remaining in a drilling window with the ideal combination of back pressure and mud weight. And on the right side of the event, we are always closed. So we don't have the human factor coming in that has to actually secure the well because our well is secured. And with the ratings of our RCDs of 3,000 PSI, even more nowadays with the latest generation dynamic and 5,000 static, we are covering most of the potential inflow situations, which always are in the beginning in a few hundred PSI. And therefore, we can very, very quickly counter any inflow via increasing the back pressure. And so these inflow events that we will experience in surprise situations, which also can happen, there can be pressure ramps, will be measured in gallons instead of double-digit barrels. So that means that we don't actually have to shut in the well and circulate out the kick, but we can just dynamically circulate out whatever little inflow we have and continue the drilling operations while we do that.
And what impact does MPD have on the service integrity life of the BOP?
We currently, from the BESI data that we have available, we see that in about 8% of the cases when I press a button on the BOP control lever panel or move a lever, the BOP is not doing what it is supposed to do. So that's what, like a 1 in 15 type of likelihood. So what is this? This is a service integrity level of 1, maybe below 1. And when we look at our system, where instead of having about 3 times higher likelihood than dying in a traffic accident, which is the likelihood of a loss of well control event today, about 1 in 6,500, as I said, we, with our system, move up in the high 100,000, so it's 250,000 about. So the chance so it's 2.5 million, which means that the chance of having a well control event with loss of well control with MPD is about 10 times less likely than being struck by lightning. So that's a big difference. So it's about 450 times, I think, is what I had in my presentation. 450 times less likely to have a well control event with MPD than without MPD. So we drill 450 times more wells without the blowout than conventionally, and that's a big difference.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Robert.
Thank you. It was a pleasure, Kelly.
And thank you for joining us on drillingcontractor.org.